Okay, my name is Daniel Grant. I am privileged to present on a whistleblower case of James Alderson. Um, James Alderson was a good man. He was an accountant who had morals and ethics. And as an accountant, we all need those. And he's a great example. By reading his story, it's encouraged me to move forward and to be more ethical. That if one day I must blow a whistle, that I'll have the courage, hopefully, to do that. A little bit about James Alderson is he started when he was in college working at Arthur Anderson. He worked there and he learned many great things: his ethics, his hard work ethic, and just his moral ethics also. After he got done with college, he moved to Whitefish, Montana. He had a wife. Whose name was Connie. He moved there. As he moved there, he started his own accounting practice. And then he had this accounting practice up to the year 1984. In the year 1984, a hospital there, who was one of his clients, had an opening as a financial officer. He took that opportunity to pursue that. He became their financial officer, and from 1984 to 1990, he was the financial officer at North Valley Hospital. In the year 1990, the administration retired, and so it left that open for more people to come in, and um, a large company came in and took over management. When they took over management, they asked him to commit fraud. They wanted him to do double entries and record things twice. Because of this, many struggles came up with his family. Family is an important thing in the accounting profession and in life, and so he had many family struggles by trying to be ethical. The first one was as he was fired because he wasn't going to double report. The company wanted him to report two different sets of books and expenses so that they could receive more money from the government with Medicare and Medicaid. When he lost his jobs, one of the other things that he had to do is he had to move. He had to move out to a small apartment where he could afford, because his lifestyle had to change because he was ethical. When this happened, he had been saving for his kids' college funds, and so he had to take that money, take away from his kids' college funds to help himself live. And also, while he was pursuing to be ethical, he decided to press charges. And while he was pressing charges, he had to travel a lot, so that was a hindrance. But the important thing is that his family stuck with him through all of this. As hard as it was for him, they stuck with him, and he was honest, and he got through this. Some of the timeline of kind of what happened is in the year 1990 to 91, James Alderson was fired, and then in 1992 he filed a wrongful termination lawsuit against the hospital, feeling that he was fired because he wasn't willing to be unethical. In 1992, he heard of a new lawsuit called a Qui Tam lawsuit, which is where the government will come in and back a person if an entity or an organization is breaking the law against the government in somehow, which this company was. And so he went to file that lawsuit. But even though he filed it in 1992, the government had to do lots of research. They weren't about to just jump on without good research, and so even up until the year 1995, the government wasn't still on board. So it was kind of hard for him. He had lots of struggles. For years, he just was going off of this. In 1996, though, the government finally jumped on board. They got on board and they helped him out a lot to help his lawsuit go through. But besides the government helping him, through all those years before the government really got on board, he had lots of people supporting him. The first person was Marie O'Connell. She was a government person, but she was just kind of there in the background telling him what he needed to do. Another one was Nicholas L. Bordow, who was a former auditor who audited Medicare quite often. Another was Stephen Mager, who was a lawyer who specialized in Qui Tam lawsuits, and then the United States government helped. So he had quite a bit of support. Ultimately, when the government came in, they pressed charges against this company that managed the hospitals, and Alderson actually became a beneficiary of up to 25% of whatever the company could collect against Quorum Health Group. So although these things were very hard for these times were very hard for James Alderson, he worked through them. He stuck with his family stuck with him. He knew what was right. He blew the whistle, and he fought for what was right. It was quite an impressive story for me. Hopefully one day, if I ever have to come against this, I'll be able to follow the example of James Alderson.